words, but we sing loud. How do you do?
This is the Daily Exercise Hour, sponsored by the Noiseless Biscuit Company. Coming to you over station, boom, boom, boom.
Oh, open your mouth.
On your toes, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Change. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, in. That's fine, sir. Over on your back. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alley-oop. And position. Ein, zwei, drei, vier. Snappy, snappy. You poor fish.
1, 2, 3, 4. Why can't I get a wiggle on? Yaki, don't say. Yaki, don't say.
Now for the next exercise. Open the window, place your teeth on the dresser, rest the left knee on the right hip, and twist both ankles slowly around the neck several times. Ready? Come, come. 1, 2...
And next, we and the Melody Buzz Boys. Through the courtesy of the Gooey Flypaper Company. Stick around.
This is the bedtime story, dear. So hold on to your bed and open your ears. It's about a great big hairy ape who sneaks in at night from the fire escape. If he picks on you, your name is Mud. He's strong and mean and he's out of blood. His breath is like fire, his eyes are green, and his teeth work just like a big machine. He won't eat women, he won't eat men, but he picks on kids from 1 to 10. He creeps up at night when they're in their bed and cackles with glee as he splits their head. He grabs their throats with a hairy paw and chokes them to death and eats them raw. Then with horrible shrieks and terrible moans, he drums on a coffin with their bones. You can kick and yell and scratch and fight, but he'll chaw you up till you're out of sight. Now go to sleep, kitty. Happy dreams. Good night.
And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. All right, that is sounding fine. We'll just double check. Oh, I should start the closed captions. Let's get the closed captions running here. I'm gonna do that. I keep forgetting to do the closed captions because I think I have to start them, but they may be running. I don't know. Let's see. Where's my bookmarks? And then we'll check. There's the closed caption dashboard. Continue with Twitch. Click to start captions. I think the captions are working now. Yep, okay. They don't capture the Discord though, so I should look into that. I gotta kind of remember to start the captions at the beginning of each stream. Anywho, yo, DJ Ray, how are you doing? Oh, the poor cat wants in the room. I'm not letting him in. he's being a butt. Let's just double check the YouTube. I should have a live on. There we go. YouTube is good. Twitch is good. I should have a live on. There we go. All right, I'm gonna mute that. Happy National Sunflower Day. I'm doing well, thanks. I'm going to do a little bit of work on the outfit I'm currently working on. Then I'm going to play with some trees and then maybe something else later on. So that's the plan. So we're going to do a little bit of Daz Studio. I've been working on what I'm calling the Street League outfit. It's kind of a Y2K urban inspired outfit, which apparently is still a thing. So we got baggy pants with a crop top and a cut-off jersey kind of thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to set up the textures a little bit. Save it out. I got to do some more LIE overlays, so we're going to do those. And I'm not going to do the thumbnails on stream. We'll do those later. Drinky drink. I know, I've got my Rod Shelley mug today. We are drinking a little bit of coffee with a lot of milk. That's what we're drinking today. And then for the late stream, I'll do a Coke. What are we doing? I'm going to load in a figure. We're going to put some textures on things. We're going to save them back out with textures. I'm also going to do an outfit save. I'm going to set up the thumbnail file. So we'll render a few thumbnails. We'll set up a few clothes. And maybe that's what I'll do. We'll see. If I do this really quick, I might do the LIEs. I'm using the LIEs to put textures on, to put graphics on the outfits. So we're going to start with this here. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. That's sparkly gray. Let's put this over here into this folder. Let's go back. Okay, so we have our shoes. We have our big baggy pants. We have our weird football jersey thing. And we have this crop top that goes with it. Okay, so we're going to put textures on these. And then I'm going to save it as an outfit. Then we're going to save the parts out. I think I'm inspired to do like black, white or gray, and blue with numbers. And we'll do that with the black shoes. So we'll pop over here to our materials. They are still over here. And I can do this one at a time now. I can select that. Actually, let me organize this. I have all these LIE files that are in the way. I want to move them out of here. They're going to get their own, they get their own special folder because they're special. So we're just going to take down through here, cut all of that. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make a new folder. And this will be L.I.E.graphics. And then I'll just put all of that in here. And then let's refresh. That's better. Okay, I'm going to do black pants. I think, let's try the white top. And let's do the blue jersey. And then we're just going to add, oh yeah, and I want to do the black shoes. So we're going to do that with the black shoes. This one's going to say Brooklyn on it. We're going to do that. So here's where these graphics come in handy. There we go. Brooklyn, baby. And we're going to put numbers on the jersey. I'm going to say 26. I've only got like 6 numbers that we can choose from. There we go. You can't see the back. Here, let's switch to iRay for just a minute, just so we can see what we're working with. I'm going to set this up to render the thumbnails. Okay, I'm going to hide the ground. Do that over here. Right there, draw ground. We'll turn that off. We're going to, I'm going to size this for a thumbnail. And actually, it's the tip file. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to come over here. And let's save all the parts out. Let's first save it as an outfit. So we'll do that as a wearable preset. Is it going to be Street League exclamation point? Nope, I'm in the wrong folder. I want to come over here. Okay, so this is going to be outfit. We're going to put an exclamation point in the front of that. Just so it pops at the beginning of the list. We don't want to include that, but we do want all of this. Oh no, I've got something parented wrong. We're going to cancel this. I think I parented something to something else. So let's just check. That's on Genesis 8. That's on Genesis 8. That's on Genesis 8. That's on Genesis 8. Why did I not get 4 things then? Let's try this again. Probably had the wrong thing selected. All right, here we go. Wearable preset. Let's try this again. Exclamation point outfit. There we go. Put a space there. That's better. And then accept that. All right, we're good to go. I'm going to hide her and then we'll render our thumbnail, our tip file, and then we'll save it. And then we'll resave and do tip files for everything else. I'm not sure those are baggy enough, though. I might try to make a baggier version. I'll probably add a baggy morph. I think that's what we'll do. Anyhow, what did I say? We're going to make a thumbnail file. So we're going to hide Genesis 8. I'm going to switch this back to texture shaded. And then we're going to just do a render. All right, I'm going to save you over here and people and Genesis 8 and clothing and me and Street League, and we're going to overwrite that one there. All right, now we're going to just resave each of these, and then we're going to render out thumbnails for them because now they all have textures. So we're going to do that. And I've got the Joyzy. So we're going to do the Joyzy first. Street League, Joyzy, me. That all looks good. All right, let's do the crop top. Oh no. I think I overwrote the wrong thing. Damn it. I can fix this though. I made a mistake. I overwrote my jersey over the wrong jersey. We'll fix that in a minute. I have the tools to still fix it. All right, I'm going to overwrite that jersey instead. Okay, that all looks good. Okay, now we'll do the crop top. Crop top, Genesis 8 female. Save that. That all looks good. Okay, now we'll do the pants. Right there. Accept that. I should have saved the outfits for both Genesis 9 and Genesis 8 first before saving them individually. Oh well, c'est la vie. I wasn't paying attention. That is the right one. Okay. I might have been paying attention that time. Because we wanted to save these with the textures. Okay, I'm going to hide all of this for now. Okay, I have to fix my boo-boo. Okay, I think I broke that. It's gonna complain. It's going to say, do I want to autofit it, isn't it? Yep. Okay, I'm going to cancel that. All right. So what I need to do is break this out from here again. So my working process is to do the whole outfit in one piece and then save it out in parts. So what I can do here, and you know what, I'm going to put the textures on this and then save it. And that way I don't have to resave it again. What did we do? I went with 26 white, right? 26 white for the blue jersey. So I need to delete off the crop top, and that was the black. That's the white. And you know what? I gotta reset these. Doy. All right, there we go. Okay, I gotta delete the top and the pants, so we use the geometry editor for that. So we want to keep the jersey. So I'm going to come down here and we're just going to select all the pant parts, all the top parts. And this is why I named things the way I name things, so they're easy to find. Geometry editing. Delete selected polygons. Say yes, please. Then I'm going to resave this. We're going to be careful not to overwrite the Genesis 8 version. All right, I'm going to fix that. That's the jersey. Crop top jersey. Okay, we're good. You are Stellar League. Oh no, I gotta do some stuff here. I forgot. Let's come over here. Edit scene identifier. That needs to say Jersey. That needs to say Jersey G9. This needs to be changed to wardrobe shirt. Okay, now I'm ready to save. Jersey, there we go. Product is Stellar League, wardrobe shirt, Street League, Jersey G9. There's a really old DAS product called Stellar League, so I keep seeing that when I'm looking on this. I think the rest of this is good. No, you don't say you're comparing out loud. You're not comparing it to the right thing. Let's do that and then save it. There it is. Okay, now we're ready. Let's try this again. Okay, that's got to say Street League, Jersey G9, shirt, base, looking good. Okay, I'm going to save this as a thumbnail file because I want to close this down and reopen it. So we're going to do a save as scene. Promos. All right, I need a folder for this. Street League. And we'll put that right here, Street League thumbs. Accept that, should be good to go. All right, I'm going to shut this down and reopen it just to clear out all the memory so it doesn't remember things about that shirt that I don't want it to remember. Okay. Are you ready to open yet? I sometimes have to wait for Daz for a couple of minutes or a minute or to want to open. There we go. Oh no, ad's about to start in 3 minutes. Or I can snooze it for 5. That's right. I can snooze it for an extra 2 minutes. Ah. All right, let's reopen our thumbnail file we're working out of. I got to double check and make sure that the shirt's working okay. So we'll do that. We're getting there. I have a Genesis 8 hidden in that file, so that's what's probably taking the longest to load up. Oh, hold on just a second. I'll be right back. I got to do something really quick here. Okay, we're back. I don't know, is that shirt working? I want to delete that and reload it. Let's see. I might have to restart this. I think I might have done this in the wrong order, but we'll see. So there's the jersey. So I want to just make sure that the morphs are working. Oh, looks like it's working. Yay. Yeah, okay, we're good to go with this. I want to pull the front out just a little bit, though. I'll do that later. It's sitting a little too close to the crop top is what the deal is. I think I can do that right now without causing too much. I'll do it right now. We're just gonna take it in the ZBrush and just pull this edge up just a little bit. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the Genesis 8 version when we get back to that. So let's select that and that. I'm actually gonna delete this. I'm gonna pop into ZBrush really quick. Really quick. We'll see how this goes. This isn't too painful of a startup. And what I want to do is I just want to pull this edge up, just pull it up just a little higher. So we're going to do that. I'm going to adjust my intensity, make that a little bit smaller. I'm just going to run across. I'm going to do it like this. Maybe just one more. And that'll probably do, so we'll do the Go Z. We're going to update the base mesh and accept that. should be good. So I'm going to resave the jersey, the G9 jersey with this new shape should be good. I shouldn't have to do anything else with it. Street League jersey except okay, let's delete that and let's reload it. So here we'll reload the 3 parts. So there's my crop top. Did I color my crop top yet? I don't think so. So I got to resave the crop top because we're just going to make that white. So right there. Say yeah, yes. That all looks good. I'm just going to double check really quick. See, that still works. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with the pants. And then we'll get a texture and save the shoes. Oh no, my thing's doing funny stuff. Let's try to see if we can fix it. Content Directory Manager, accept. Let's see if this refreshes that nice. Nope, let's try this again. I mean, I can always just do this for now. Here, we'll do the pants. Okay, so we want the pants to be black and say Brooklyn, and now I can't move in here, so let's see if we can get this to fix again. Content Directory Manager, Dash Studio Formats. I should clean that up. I got too many of those. Each time I make a project, I get a new directory like that, and periodically I should go back and like remove the old unused ones. And now I've broken. Am I still broken? I'm still broken. I can't go anywhere. Oh no. Can I just refresh? Did that do anything? Try this again. Okay, I think we're good now. All right, let's put the shoes on. I'm going to color the shoes first because I want to make sure that they're not clipping the pants. I think they look good. So our default for the shoes is going to be black. Our default for the pants, I did the shoes first because if I turn the pants black, I'm not going to be able to see any real contrast. Make the pants black. Let's come over here and have the pants say Brooklyn. That says Chicago. There's Brooklyn. All right, let's save the pants. Right there. And I think that's all looks good. Let's save the shoes. That all looks fine. Okay, let's come over here. I don't need these in here anymore, so I'm going to move them. So they can come out here. All right, let's just make sure everything's looking good here. Okay, there's the crop top. There's the jersey. got our pants, and we got our shoes. All right, we're going to save that, and then we'll render a tip file. I'm going to dial in the female shape for this. There we go. And that will save as a wearable preset, the whole thing together. We don't want to save the eyes, but we do want to save the rest of it. All right, I think we're good. Oh, I wanted to do the thumbnail, so let's just show the outfit. And we'll just do that. And this is that tip file that we'd set up earlier. Should I zoom in a little bit? I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That's probably good. Save. Okay, that's the Genesis 8. So come in here and we'll overwrite that. Is good. Okay, now I'm just gonna hide everything, and now we're just gonna do the parts. I don't need actually I could do kind of, I am gonna do a little touch up with the Genesis 8 version with ZBrush. So I'm gonna leave that open in the background. All right, that's good. Did I save that? I don't know if I saved that. Damn it. I did not save that. That one I saved. I didn't save. I went and rendered a thumbnail and then didn't bother saving it. And then I overwrote it when I generated the next one. Okie dokie. Pants are done. Okay, let's take a look at these shoes. All right, that's all good. Here, let's browse to the folder. And we're going to get rid of these teeny thumbnails that are garbage now. We're going to make small versions of these. 91 by 91. I'm going to rename these, clean up the garbage that resizer creates. And I want to replace that with this. And now we come back over here, we refresh, we got all our pretty thumbs. Yay. All right, let's do the finish up the thumbs for Genesis. We're going to touch up the jersey so that it's a little higher off the crop top. And then we'll do the thumbnails. And with that, then maybe we'll look at Blender and trees. And I don't know, maybe towards the end of the stream we'll do some special morphs for the for this outfit. I'm going to do the hanging morphs and I'll do the on the ground morphs. I'm probably being overly optimistic with that idea though. as is par for the course. As things go horribly wrong in Blender. So that I already rendered a thumbnail for, so you know what? Oh, but I wanted to touch up the, so here I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put this on. It's still thinking. I think the overlays slow that down. Okay, I'm going to select this, this, and this in this order. The first thing I selected is the active object. So in ZBrush, I'm going to need to clear out the cache so I can load this stuff in. So we'll go to Preferences, go Z, clear that cache file. Now we're ready to load this stuff in. Is good. And then I just wanted what we did before, except I'm going to activate my mirror. And we're just going to kind of pull this up a little bit so it sits a little higher off the crop top. I might have to touch the other one up a little bit more now that I think about it. I probably should have hit it more on these sides too. So we're going to update the base mesh of that. There we go. I'm going to resave this. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Okay, we're going to make sure to do this over the Genesis 8 one, not the Genesis 9, because that's bad. Jersey, Genesis 8 female. Okay. Jersey, Genesis 8 female. Yes, please. I think all of this should be good to go. And because the way I like to do things, we're just going to delete that and reload it now that we've saved it out. Should be good. And actually, I don't need, you know, for what I'm going to do now, I don't actually need to see this. I'm going to just hide you for a second. And we're just going to load and render. And make the tip files that we will use for the thumbnail files. All right, looking good. Okay, that's the Genesis 8 we were saving in earlier, or Genesis 9. We're going to go over to Genesis 8. So we just did the crop top. We'll do this at an angle so you can see the number on the sleeve. That's our jersey. Here's our pants. Brooklyn, baby. And do the shoes. All right. Let's clean these up. So get rid of the jank. Resize these. Dang it. I lost my selection. There we go. Clean up the names of these. Rename with Power Renamer, and it's got my template set up because that's what I used last time. Yay. Back over in here and do a little refresh. Yay. We are good to go. And I'm just going to hit save, and I'm going to get out of Daz for a little bit. If I'm lucky, the geometry on the Genesis 8 and Genesis 9 are still the same. For the parts. And that way I can reuse some of the morphs, some of the special morphs when I make them, so I don't have to do them twice. Fingers crossed. All right, let's play with Blender. We're gonna make trees. I want to make a bush. So we have been working on tropical plants because eventually I'm going to make tropical resorts, science fiction tropical resort, and maybe even Temple of the Lizard God at some point. All of them are going to be tropical environments, which are going to include palm trees and other tropical plants. I think I've got a fern. I did a monstera. We have a palm tree, and we got some grasses going. And today I just want to make a bush. But I want to do that using the built-in tree plugins that you can get with Blender. And I think I left that page open. Here we go. So it's the Blender add-ons. Yay. Extensions, Blender. I really should go through here and see how many cool things I can get to make. That looks really cool. How many cool things I can get to help build stuff. Screencast keys. I should probably look into doing that again. Anyhow, I was looking at trees today, so you can get tree add-ons from here. I got my cap locks on. So I got Easy Tree set up. I got this thing, which I haven't played with. Space Colonizer Tree Generator. I tried playing with it in Crash Blender, but it could have been just the way I was doing it. Modular Tree is an old one, so we're going to play with that. And then, of course, the classic Sapling Tree Gen. I'm not sure how much variation I can get with this one. This is really easy. Not gonna lie. But I'm wondering if there's a way to change how the click add tree, new object, simple tree. See, this one, it just makes a simple tree. Fixed license and read mirrors. Links to CC0 textures, license removed, unnecessary files, permissions. Yeah, this is kind of cool, but I think the lack of flexibility. Is going to hold me back on that one. I want to try this. What you do is you make a shape and then you run the thing and it creates a tree. And then modular tree. I have played with that before. We'll play with that, and also we'll try the sapling tree gen again. I haven't used this, but I think you can draw a tree and then change it. So we're going to play with these 4 things. And I'm going to try to do that until no later than 3, and then maybe we'll think about moving over to doing something else. What is this? Oh, that's a gardening website because I was looking up plant textures earlier. Anyhow, let's start with, what do we got? I don't have any of them on the side here. Why? I probably, you know what, Blender crashed, so it didn't save its settings. So I have to get this stuff all running again. And maybe I'll look at IVGen again. I haven't used IVGen in like forever. I've never actually used it for a product. That might come in handy for putting cool ivy on walls and things. What am I doing? You know, let's make sure sapling is installed. Sapling tree generator. It is not. What do I got to do to get you running? It says I have it. Why are you not? Do I have to come over here to add-ons? There it is. All right, sapling is installed. All right, let's take a look at trees. So easy tree was the one-click one. If I just need a bunch of easy generic trees, that will probably be fine. But I generally kind of want something else. Space Colonizer Tree Generator is the one where you draw a shape and it does stuff. And Modular Tree is a bit more customizable with a whole lot of options. Okay, we got these all running. Let's start with sapling. I think it creates it. Let me see. I haven't used this in a while. I think if I do Shift A, it's here in curves. Sapling tree gen kind of does that. And then we get our parameters over here. And what I'm aiming to do is to make a little bushy thing. So, I don't know. What does that do? That did not do anything. Oops, I deleted it. And we're back to the beginning. Is it Control Shift C? Edit, redo. I can't redo. All right, Shift A. Sapling tree gen. So I don't want the branches going like that. Also, I don't think it's not showing the, oh, I can't move this around. So we can show leaves. I want to use little square. So we're going to use square UV mapping, and I'm just going to take a leaf and we'll just kind of do it that way. So I'm going to try to get this. What is, I can't read any of this. Why is this? This is all so small. Oh, that's leaf droop. Damn it. I did it again. Scheist. Okay, I got to be careful not to touch anything while I'm playing with this. Leaf angle. See, I can't control Z stuff. I think that's what it is. Is that what it is? Yeah, Control Z doesn't undo what I'm doing in here. That's what I keep accidentally doing. Yo, Napsmore, how are you doing? I don't know. I have like a 2000 by 1900 monitor as it is, and it's 32 inches. The problem is the window is cramping the text, so it's not showing the full text, and I can't pull it out. It's the problem with that one. If I could just grab a corner here and pull this window larger, but I've got stuff that's, you know, it's getting truncated, and I can't really read what it is. That doesn't do anything. We don't like that. I'm going to go with that. How do I get the leaf shape? It's probably one of these leaf scales, but I can't tell. Leaf scale X. Scaling applies to the whole leaf. That's a taper. Randomized leaf scale. Oh, you know what? This is probably a ratio. There we go. So that's what I wanted to do with the leaves. And then I could probably, is there a material option in here for this? I don't know. I better not touch this until we're done. Geometry. I don't know if that, and then we can just kind of random seed it. Scale. That's actually about the size of what I want this to be. It looks like it's about a meter. And you know what I'm going to do? And this is where we're going to make those leaves smaller then, right? Can I... I'm probably going to screw this up. I did screw it up. Because now I've lost the... And then once that goes away, you're screwed. I think. Yeah, I don't have a... So I got to redo. And I just lost all the leaves. All right, let's try this again. But we're getting there. So I set that scale to 1. Oh, that was the geometry. Damn it. I keep hitting out of reflex. Control Z. Which every time I does that just dumps me out of here. Oh, by the way, here's the Knapsmore command. Would work better if I put an A in there. All right, let's go to leaves. So we knew that goes to 1. Let's show our leaves. Let's make them rectangles. Let's adjust the scaling on those. Let's see if we can kind of make it a little bushier or something. So what do we got here? Geometry. I don't know. What does that do? Anything? Shape. I can change shapes. Conical. Inverse conical. Spherical. I kind of want spherical out, honestly. Although a little wider than spherical. I don't know what you are. Flame isn't too bad. Custom shape. I don't know if this is doing anything. I go from that to that. That doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know about this custom shape. I want my bush to be a little lower, so let's see if there's a way we can, if it has to do with the branch growth or what. Taper crown. You know what? I don't really need that. Length. I think I've got too many branches in here, though. Do I get a branch splitting? Base splits. Split height. You know what? That didn't seem to do anything. Damn it, did it again. It's the curse of the Control Z. Let me see if I can get those branches to not bend like that. I want to play with let's play with this without the oh no. I got an error changing the random seed. Load presets. You know what? That's a little closer to what I want. Let me see what we got for presets. I kind of, because this is a small bush, I don't actually want droop. That's a Douglas fir. Japanese maple. You know, Japanese maple might be kind of what I'm looking for. If I can just get a little bushier. You know, that might do the trick. What is it using? It's using it says it's a hex. Oh, but it's doing this kind of cool mapley tree thing. Where's the leaf distribution, though? That's not doing anything. It's generating leaves. It's just generating like 5 leaves on the end of all of these, right? You know what? I might use that. I want it to sit lower to the ground, though. There's a way to tweak branch growth and branch splitting, down angle, Pervert. There's like, I'm like looking for something that tells me where it starts. Split, segments, angle, rotate, outward. Trunk height. You know, that seems to be getting me in a little bit closer, doesn't it? Yeah, baby. Now, can I get you to be out further? Is that a feature of the leaf? Leaf shape thing. And you know, let's try the custom again. Actually, hemispherical, except I want you kind of flipped the other way, don't I? Cylindrical. I don't know. Da, 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 da. Oh, damn it. I hit Control Z again. This is going to make this really awkward to use, doesn't it? It's like just for this one thing, I need to cripple Control Z, and now I've lost the thing. Sampling tree. I keep thinking hemispherical is going to do something. You know what? That's actually not bad. Is there a way to bend the branches, though? Down angle variations. Gotta keep my fingers away from that Control Z. That's kind of a nice shape. Out like that. Is there a length? Oh, I like that. And then I was going to try to get the starting point. I think was in branch splitting. I'm still not getting what I quite want. I thought I felt that was close. Still too big. You know what? I'm probably going to just set this up, call it, and move on to the next one. So set you to rectangular, put you at 1. They show leaves, and we'll adjust the scale on those. Is there a leaf density? Dial that back a little. I went too far. Okay, so that's a little too sparse, right? Probably good. I got some leaves that are falling into the ground, though. I guess I can adjust the droop a little bit. Do I have like leaf droop? Oh, I wanted you to be, and then we adjust this one. And I'll try to, you know what, let's do a little random seed. Until I see what I like. It's actually not too bad. Maybe a little small on the leaves then. Maybe like that. And I've got one touching the ground there, so maybe just a little bit of adjustment on the droops on something. Is the droop over here? Nope. Is the droop over here? Nope. Is the droop in here? Nope, I lost it. Where was the droop? Was it in the geometry? Arrgh. Maybe it was in here and I just missed it. Oh, the down angle. There we go. That's probably be good. Then when I click off of this, there we are. And I'm just going to move this over there. All right, all that. I kind of got one. That is just clunky to use, though. Because I keep having it, because I inadvertently keep Control-Zing and breaking it. Okay, so the easy tree, you can choose a size. You can choose a season. You can add a tree, and you can show all the leaves, and it comes in with a texture and everything. So that's just good to go. I could swap out those textures, but I really don't get a lot of control over that one. So we'll just kind of put you off to the side. So that's the easy tree. If you need a bunch of trees that look like this in a hurry. Other than that, do I get any other? I do add tree. I don't get a. Oh no, wait, here it is. Here it is. It has properties. Oh, so we can't. Oh, you know what? That would probably. I can make that into my. So yeah. So let's see if we can get this to be our bush. There we go. There's a thickness. I can make it thinner. Yay. I can't make it any smaller than that. Oh, tree height. There we go. Oh, that's nice and bushy, although I don't like that big. See, that's kind of nice, except that's a really big split. See, I kind of like that. Do we get random gravity? Oh, you know, nope, that kind of works. Here we go. So I can just kind of seed this. Although now it's dropping through the ground. Branch angle. Ooh, I like that. See, that looks like my bush. Can I make the leaves bigger though? You can change the type of leaf. It seems to be. And we could, of course, just always swap that out with something else on that map. Custom twig leaf. We could do those. What does this manage do? Bake name attributes. Add leaves. Do I have a leaf scale? I can make these bigger, and then it'll look more like a bush. So maybe, you know what? That's actually not too bad. I swap those out with something else. So what do we got here? I don't have any materials. Is that right? Is that because it's not geometry? Is it? It's geonoded. Yeah. Well, that means I can probably figure out how to change the leaf shape. Dang. Okay, I think that's looking, and then I can just scale this down the regular old way. And then I can use that as a bush if I find a leaf I like. Then I can dupe this and change the seeds and make a few copies of those. And can we just convert you to a curve? If I can't, I can probably export it and re-import it. That actually might be a good choice to go with. Oops. You know what? We're going to just join you guys. Considering I just want a simple kind of bushy thing, I think that might do the trick. Although I really did want square leaves. So I don't. But like I said, geometry notes somewhere in here is something that's probably leaf type. There's a group input. I don't know. I don't understand this stuff. I don't. Could I? I forget how this works. There's. I think there's a way to. This is like in a layer or something hidden down underneath, right? Probably, and I can't access it because I don't know my node stuff that well. Can I just dupe? Object to convert to curve. Does that work? Convert to mesh. And the leaves go away. If I do an export though. Let's look for plants, and we'll just stick this in the POM folder for now. Nope. Let's try it this way. I keep forgetting I can't type in objects. Nope. Projects. Plants. What is Stuffer J? Oh, I've distracted myself. And somewhere in here, you know what? I'm just going to put it right here. Bush. We'll say selected only. We'll do that. We'll do an import. Grab my bush. I don't know if that did anything. Let's try this again. Import. Bush. Oh. That was export. This is import. That's right. There's my problem. Each leaf got to be its own little object. Oh my, ooh, oogly googly. Probably be easier to move the other one out of the way. It's, 2,300 objects. Easier to do that than I can just do this. Did that work? See, that did work. And do I got separate materials for that, or did it not do that? It probably was. Yeah, I got leaves and I got bark. Excellent. UV editing. I don't see UV mapping for these. No, did you export without UV mapping? Oh no, that's not workable. I mean, is there a way to just stack all of these? I mean, if I do that and it ends up looking like this, right? Apparently it didn't export with UV mapping. Wah, wah. That's unfortunate. All right, so I'm not sure if it does that, it's going to be harder to use, right? Okay, we have two more still to look at. Space. This one here, let's try this. I'm going to draw a kind of a sphere in here, and we'll see how this works. This I can make bigger, and I can read the instructions. Please select a closed mesh before pressing Generate Tree. A point cloud will be distributed in it based on the attractor count. Starting from the origin, a tree will colonize this point cloud. Ensure the mesh is above the origin so the tree eventually reaches the attractor points. The larger the attractor count, the smaller the kill distance. I don't know. Let's just do this. Let's just start with the sphere. I'm gonna squish my sphere to kind of give me my bush. Mesh. We'll just do a good old UV sphere, and I'm gonna just kind of deform this a bit. Let's do that. So I'm going to kind of do that, and then we'll just make sure you're sitting kind of like that. Alrighty, so is that it? Skin skeleton. Okay, we're making progress. Initial branch thickness. All right, I wasn't happy. I'm not sure about this one. That's the second time that has killed my blender. Which means, do I have to reinstall all my things again because they're not in here? You know what? We're going to do this. We're going to shut Blender down. Or actually, it's like this the save thing. I didn't do the save thing because I'm a fool. Sap link tree generator, activate tree. Okay, easy tree, module trees. Okay, we'll save all of that. Let's close Blender. Let's reopen Blender. Let's see, do we have this stuff all? Yes, we do now. Okay, so M tree. M tree gives me this thing. And do I have options for that? So here's the M tree options. Oh, I'm in the leaves, I think. Do I get leaf object? So those are actually objects. Can we just swap you out for... Oh, I can, the leaf is based off of an object in the scene. So we should be able to just plop a plane in here, right? And then use that instead. There we go. And then I could just put my texture on that. And I'm not sure... I'm trying to see where this lines up. And then I can just put my texture on that. Yep, I think that'll do it. All right, let's see if we can get you to be short and bushy. Do I get other options in here? Nope. Scale variation. Use M-Tree node editor. Oh, M-Tree node editor, where are you? It's scary. Let's go watch a video on M-tree. I'm sure somebody's got a video on this. Yeah, we'll bring this back over here and we'll look up M-tree. If I just type in tree, it brings up all our tree options that I think we were looking at. So, not easy tree. Modular tree, that's what we're looking at. Features, quick generate, node-based workflow, procedure, multi-crown shapes, L-shape system growth, extensions, quick start, select M-tree, generate, node edit, full control, open a node editor and select M-tree, add a tree mesher node, shift A. Where's the crown shapes? Am I seeing? Let me Google something here on geometry editors. Blender Geo node open group geometry nodes. Passing a curve into a open No, I can't remember how to do any of this geometry node stuff because it's been so long. This thing used to. I thought this thing used to give me it. Maybe I missed it when I was starting the tree. So M-tree. Did I not have the use the M-tree node editor tree over full control over tree parameters? Problem is I can't remember how to navigate inside GeoNodes because this is a sub-level. Can I do that through? Nope. No. These go to outputs over here, right? I mean, these come in through here. Nope. Not remembering how to use this. All right, let's see if there's something in YouTube we can find. Blender, Emtree. Five years ago. It's free, Emtree add-on. All right, let's take a look at this one. Let's skip the ad. Let's make you... See, this is what I'm used to. Where do I find you? You know what? I'm gonna pause you and we're gonna rewatch this. Let's get this into theater mode. Let's turn the volume on. Let's put the link to the video in the chat in case anybody else wants to check it out.
Ever struggled with creating trees and wanted to create 3D trees in Blender but didn't know where to start? Emtree might be exactly what you're looking for. It's a free node-based procedural tree generator that works inside Blender 2.92, and you don't need any modeling experience to get great results. It offers adjustable parameters like tree height, branch thickness, or overall randomness, and all through intuitive sliders and input fields. To install the add-on, go to the GitHub page, the link is in the description, click on code and download zip. There's no need to unzip the file, keep it as it is. It is important to note that Emtree only works with Blender 2.92. I've tried using the add-on with latest versions, but it is just not compatible, so make sure you get the correct version from the Blender website.
Let's see if we get something more recent. Let's check that out. Let me just see what the version number is on our copy of Emtree here. File. It says it was updated like a month ago. So we'll take a look at edit, preferences. Modular tree. 5.5. Let's see if we can find something with that. Four years ago, that's too old. That's 5 years ago. That's CG Geek. We'll take a look at that. Scatter modifier. At some point we'll probably...
Hello, I'm CG Ian. This is a quick video to show how to add trees in Blender with free add-on. After starting Blender,
like
we can go to Edit and Preferences, and then go to Get Extensions. We can search Easy Tree.
Easy Tree. Here, let's try this. Modular tree. I mean, that's what we were looking at earlier, right? Features, requirements, installation, local installation, quick start, node editor, full control. Open a node editor and select Emtree from the tree type. Open a node editor. Let's try it. So we're back in Blender. We're going to lose that. I'm in the node editor. All right, where were we? Use the M tree. Yeah. But you don't. It used to have the thing where you would load it in and you would build the blocks. How did that work? Did I have to come in here and say Shift A? And is it a tree? Do I drop a tree in here? Nope. You know what? Let's watch one of the old videos and see if that comes up with something. Is that, am I spelling this right, by the way? It's just modular tree. Maybe we search for that. Da, 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 dum, 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 dum. Realistic trees, Blender 5. I don't know. Maybe. We are using Blender 5. How to create realistic trees in Blender from 2 years ago. 5 years is probably way too old. Stylized trees. Probably not what I want. 2.79. Definitely not what we're looking for. Easy tree. We've already played with that. The only thing is I'm not sure how to get the UV mapping on that. Stylized trees in Blender. That looks like sapling. How I make realistic trees. That looks an awful lot like the sapling. That's Russian. And it's free from a year ago. I don't know, maybe we'll, but this is the one where she...
At Spectrum, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between speed, reliability, and value.
If you've ever struggled with creating a tree generator that works inside Blade results, tree height, sliders, and input fields. To install the add, keep it as it is. It works with Will, so make sure. To get started, open a fresh Blender scene and delete the default cube. Open Edit, Preferences, and Add-ons. Click Install and Ready. Split your workspace and change the timeline editor type to M3. Click New.
Oh, there it is. I think. Let's see how this works. So I got M-tree. I got M-tree. Shift A. I forget how this works. Do we start with a trunk and do I need to output to a mesher? Connect a trunk. Hey, we've got a trunk. Okay. Now we're cooking with propane. Let's add a branch. Yay, we've got branches. I'm going to hide you. I got too much stuff floating around back in here. And you know what? I'm going to close ZBrush. I don't need that right now. Okay, let's see if we can... So we can do that. I can make it shorter. Yay. I'm growing a bush. You know what? I don't need to really do. So it updates after we do that, and then I think I can add some more branches to branches. Ooh, I'm kind of liking the shape of that, although it's probably bigger than what I really want. And we can probably increase the density. Yay, okay. I think I'm ready to put leaves on these. Let's see how the leaves work out. Can I put leaves on this and this? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's do this. Leaf. Can I just attach? So this acts like that one tutorial kind of. Only where do I tell it to put leaves on? Leaf shape, measure, property, export, modifiers, leaf shape. All right, let's take a quick look at, do I still have that?
To start a node tree. Now nodes will start appearing automatically. Then click on Create Tree and your 3D tree will generate instantly in the views. You can also play around with the seed shape and randomness.
Tree parameters. Do I have a tree parameters in here? Branches growth. I don't know what I do with the growth. Let's take a look at this. I'm not sure. I don't know what happens if I take you and plug you into there. What is the thing that... There we go. Doesn't seem to really do anything. I have no idea what that does. Oh, you're supposed to maybe... All right, that went a little crazy. Did that do anything? You know, if I can learn this is probably the best way to go. Except it hurts my head. I'm not sure if this growth was doing anything for me. I seem to be getting fine without it. If I could just figure out how to get the leaves on here. All right, let's come back here.
Click Update Tree to regenerate the model with your changes. Each update gives you a new variation, which makes it easy to iterate quickly. In order to add leaves to your tree, press Shift A and select the twig node. Drop the twig node into the node editor and click on Execute to generate a leaf.
Twig node? Do we have that still? So what do we got? We got a trunk. We got a branch, branches and growths. We have a leaf shape. We have a radius override. We have random and ramp. And we have the tree mesher. Trunk. So maybe
Leaf cluster. In the M-Tree panel, enable Create Leaves and use the eyedropper tool to select your twig object. And lastly,
am I not seeing? Yo, Charles, how are you doing today? I'm hurting my head with trees. In classic Blender fashion, there's nothing that explains how this stuff works. Except a version from like 5 years ago. So I don't know if I plug you into there. Still tired? You have one more day to go? Oh no. You did another 10 and a half hours today. Oh man. Yeah, I'm just not getting. "3D view, M-Tree, generate, choose, node editor, added mesher node, add a branches node." You don't have a branches node. You do have a branches node. You know what? I'm going to start over. I'm trying to play with trees. We're back to using good old M-Tree. So let's do in the tree mesher node. All right, node editor. Add a tree mesher node. Shift A. Shift A. Add a mesher, a tree mesher. Okay. Add a trunk node. Connect. Generate tree. I'm going to make it short. You know what? We will leave the auto update on that. And And I'm trying to make bushes. That's our actual goal for today. So I'm going to do a start radius of 0.5. I'm going to do an end radius of 0.01. So we'll start with that. All right. What's next? Add a branches node. Click generate. Click add leaves. Oh, there's the add leaves. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Shift A. Branch. Branches. Density. My length is too long, so we'll make those shorter. Add leaves. I did not see. Do I have to add the leaf node? Click add leaves to distribute leaves. Maybe we need to get the leaf shape in here, then add the leaves. And that didn't do anything. Maybe my trunk is too small. And maybe my branches could be a little bit longer. And I'm still not. Oh, wait a minute. There they are. The leaves are really small, man. It's using this thing called leaf object 1. Can I switch you out for a simple plane? And is there a leaf size somewhere? See, this is generating a geometry shape. But I can see they're like really, that little thing right there. That doesn't seem to actually do anything. All right, let's take a look at this and see if it...
Click on Update Tree again. Your tree will now include fully textured leaves. You can also switch to Materials Preview to see them in full detail. The trunk, Update Tree again. In order to add leaves to your tree, press Shift A and select the twig node. Drop the twig node in.
See, we don't get a twig node anymore. Shift A. I got a branch, I got a growth. Does that come off of the doesn't seem to do anything. And they didn't say anything about that. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to try to... Here, I'm going to shut Blender down and restart. We'll try this. I'm eventually going to get plants. I'm eventually going to make a landscape. That's... I think I want to redo my palm tree a little bit, though. And we are currently... Oh, by the way, Charles, we are working on this Y2K outfit. I was thinking... Oh, yeah. I think in 20 minutes, if I'm not making any more progress on trees, we'll switch over and do some special morphs. But anyhow, this is kind of how this outfit's looking. It loads a little slow because I'm using LIEs for the graphics. So we are looking like this. So we got this little jersey, kind of cut out jersey shirt. which goes over this little crop top, and then we're wearing these baggy sweats, pants, along with some generic shoes for our look. I know it's an awful lot of cloth for Sarah. I think I'm going to add a morph that'll make it even more baggy in here. But anyhow, this is how we're looking. So we're gonna come back to that and make a few special morphs. We'll do our hanging morphs and we'll do our on the ground morphs. And then we'll probably call it a day. So this tree thing though isn't quite working out for me. So let's try from scratch. And we want to bring up our node editor, right? There it is, mtree. Yay, let's say new. Group mtree, description, yada, 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 node width. I don't know what all that means. Okay, we'll do a shift A, and we need our mesher. And then we need we're going to come over here. Full control, generate tree. Optional, click add leaves. Select the branch node plus N to see the organized parameter selection with descriptions plus the preset buttons to quickly configure branch characteristics. Growth, yeah, I don't know what that does. Fine-tune branch thickness along there, generates random values, creates gradient values. So those I don't really. Branch parameters, use the preset panel to apply seed length, up attraction split, crown shape. Oh, there's a crown shape. Okay. Growth parameters, leaf generation. Oh man, that's overly complicated. I would just want to. I just want to use a flat plane instead of this thing. So this may ultimately not work for me. I was trying another tree generator, but it wasn't giving me the UV mapping I wanted. It's probably a way to get it to do that. I mean, it obviously was doing it. Anywho, let's try this again. Okay, we've added our tree mesher. Okay, we've added our trunk. Okay, let's add our branches. Okie dokie. Generate tree. So it actually, we've got it on auto generate, so it did. Add leaves. There they are. These are overly complicated leaves. I just want little planes that I can put a leaf texture on. Because this is going to be whack. This is somebody overthinking. So the branch parameters. Oh, I can, there we go. Oh, here we go. Node tree. view, node wrangler, group, node. Is that doing anything? Yep. So that does that. Kind of gives me a pine shape. This will switch it over to oak tree. You know, I was happier. Can I undo you back to... Seed, length, attractor, randomness, custom properties. Going to get cleaned up. All right. See you when you get back, man. Up attraction. What if I say 0? I get these presets, but what I really want... Leaf name, leaf shape. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. And I don't have any materials in here I can work with either. Which means I probably don't have UVs on this thing. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work for me. This is hurting my head. I need a simpler tree generator than this. Oh, wait a minute. What's this thing? Well, you know what? That's the leaf, isn't it? That's the frickin' leaf. I can swap that out for my simple square. So I think I can I just get rid of you? Can I just pop into here? And we do like a shift A. Put a plane in here. Tree leaf. And then there we go. Yay. All right, let's see how you're attaching in here, though. I don't know. Are you... So you're coming into a center. I need to kind of see... I'm going to watch this one and see where it goes. So if we move on the y-axis... There we go. And then I can put my... texture on that. So we can do it that way. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. And we come over here to UV editing. Yeah, there we go. All right. I think I can work with this now that I've stumbled across what it's doing for the leaf. So let's see if we can switch this up. So make this small and make this bushier. That's what I'm going for. So here, let's tweak that. So that does that. Yep, that's to be expected. And then we'll try to get more branches on this. And I want to just make you kind of thin. And these are meter squares. And I think I can do that. That 0.01 might be a little too small. That's a little better. All right, let's work on getting more of these in here. These are too long. Okay, do I have a start? And length, density, do I have a thickness on this? And I think my leaves are too, well, you know what, I can just change the size of the leaves in here. Do I have a control for leaf density? I don't know, maybe we'll take a look at that leaf part again. Oh, did that give me a new leaf? That gave me a new leaf. Oh no, where did I go? Object leaf 01. Okay, that's a little better. Tool group node properties. I'm not seeing anything in here. Okay, I think I'm making some progress though. I'm just not seeing. You know what? I just might need to add another branch on here. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to dupe this one. Can I do that? Yep. And then do this. So that basically... Did I break it? I broke it. The density's too high. Oh, did you come up with a new leaf? See, I'm getting these long little... Maybe we just changed the length on those to 1. You're not getting a leaf at the end of each one, though. That's annoying. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a leaf on the end. All right, let's try a new one. So we're going to activate our M tree, and let's just quickly drop a oak tree in here. And do you generate leaves at the tips? See, you generate leaves at your tips. Or you don't, or you... You really aren't, are you? You're really not putting leaves at the very tips, which is where I really want leaves. I don't know about this one. Find more resources on this, see if I can get it. So the other tree, let's play with the other tree for a little bit, and then we'll... I think I'm straining my system at the moment. Anywho, let's get rid of these, because these are just being butts. You know what? I don't need to see this anymore. I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to lose you. I'm just going to delete that. So it was the sapling. So Easy Tree had promise, but I don't seem to be getting... I don't seem to be getting UV mapping out of this. And then there was the other thing, which seems to just break all the time. The space colonization tree generator. Let me see. Geometry nodes. Add UV maps to geometry output. Let's see if we can figure that out. Create a mesh. Blender. GeoNodes, add UVs. How to apply geometry nodes with UV maps. UV maps created in your object will be processed correctly in the shader. Use these realized instances. You have to reattach UV map with the attached node in the shader. What is this? UV add modifier. You know what? Custom twig and leaf, so maybe I can add my own. So once again, we're just going to plop a plane in here, right? But that didn't seem to do anything. Oh, there it is. Yay! And then when I save this, this has got a UV map on it. I hope. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's take this and export it and see if it comes back with UV mapped on those planes. Dun, 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 dun. Export. I'm going to save you as Bush. All right, we're going to, you know what? I'm just going to delete all of this. That's the wrong button. There's the right button. We're going to bring Bush back in. And then when we go over to UV editing, yay. And I've got everything says bark. But that's okay. All right, we're going to try this again. I should have assigned a material. I think that's where we went wrong. And it comes in with each part separated. So Shift A, mesh, plane, and we're going to call you leaf. And I probably want to line that up kind of like that. And we'll just do an easy tree. And we'll pop into here. We'll do the custom. Like so. Let me see if I give that a color. Is that coming through? I don't see that coming through. See, you don't have two materials. I don't know if that material is going to come through or not. It doesn't look like it. Did I not select the right thing? There we go. I selected the wrong plane. That's probably what it was. And because it's GeoNode, it doesn't have. So if we do this and then export again, and delete that and re-import. I think we're good this time. I'm getting there. So I can probably use this easy tree, and then I can put my textures on that. So let me build my bush again. I had a bush, but it went away when we had a crash when I was trying this other thing. So easy tree. I'm gonna say small, and even a small tree is kind of big for what I want because I just want a freaking bush. And then we're gonna just come in here to the parameters, train my trunk height to be 0.1. Actually, you know, no, this just does integers, doesn't it? Tree top height, I don't know if we say 0 on that. Oop. Can we say 0.1 on that? Nope, it's integers. 1 is as small as we can make that. I'm going to take the leaves off for now while we work on getting this shape. See, that's what we're going to want our bush to kind of look like. Can I just scale you? And now I've got these branches going through the ground, so I think, what is it? We just kind of have to take, and then maybe there's the random. Do I have a seed value? I have a seed value, so I can just. And do we have a density, bark material, thickness? I want it to be a little bushier. Do I have like a start? See, if it goes through the ground, I can always adjust the gravity. 3 branches. Ooh. Of course, now I'll take that levels back a little bit because I don't need that many. And what I'll probably do is go in and get rid of some of these that are too close. And it's too bad I don't have a start height. But you know what? This is probably going to be okay. So we'll do a Shift A. And we'll get our plane in here. And we'll call it leaf. I'm just going to give it a color to help us see what we're doing. I think this will scale this down, but we'll see. Okay, I can always pop into the leaf and tweak it. We've drifted off of our, so I can do that. You know what? That might give me the, and what I want to do is let's go grab a quick leaf from whatchamacallit. And it would be nice to be able to grab about half of these every other one or something. And then I can maybe put a couple of different leaves in here. Right now, I'm kind of stuck using just the one leaf, right? That's what I'm looking for. Here at CG Texture. Well, you know what? I have... Someday I'll read up on these. They have tutorials in here. I could use a plant that looks like that. I have no idea what that's supposed to, but I want something kind of like that. And I think I saw one. So we're looking at leaf textures. And I just kind of want a kind of a plain, like a fuchsia, simple kind of ovalish. Something like that. But I just need something like that. You know what? We'll just grab that. And so I'm going to grab this. I'll grab a height map. You know what? I'm lazy. I'll grab this. That is pretty much the same as that. Also just grab the alpha while we're here. This has got the top and the bottom. I just need the top. And, oh yeah, let's get the roughness. And we'll grab the alpha. I'm going to go over to my downloads. I'm going to just grab these. I'm waiting for my system to catch up with me. I think for right now, I'm just going to line it up on a couple of these, but oh, come on. I so need to win the lottery so I can get new equipment. All right, let's try this again. Oh, my Explorer is acting up. All right, I'm going to do something drastic. Hopefully this doesn't kill the stream. We'll restart Explorer. Nope, still, there we go. Copy. And we'll take you over to my plant folder, which is over in projects somewhere. In plants. And what is this, ficus? Is that what that was? Ficus. So I'm just going to put this in a folder for ficus. Here, we'll put this over here. And just real quick for sakes of Blender. let's come over here to shading. Texture input, image texture, there we go. I'm just going to plug that into the color. You know what? Also, I'm going to use a version. Can I plug this in for the alpha? And am I using a principled? I think I can. So I know on another one for the alpha. And once again, I've forgotten what I need. I just need an image texture, right? I just spelled test. You know what? I can just copy this. And then this will be the alpha. And then we'll just look up ficus, and I'm just going to use the albedo. And ficus, and we'll just use the alpha. There we go. And then I'm going to adjust the UVs just so it fits the leaf better. And then I can kind of figure out what I want to do. UV editing. So I don't need it covering both of these. We just want to take you two guys and just kind of tweak you like that. Grab these. So that just trims that like that. I'm going to tighten you up just a little bit. Like so. Should be all I really needed to do. There we go. And then what I can really do is I can come in here and, all right, my ficus needs to be rotated a little bit. RZ90. Because we kind of want the stem right about there. Is good. And then I can add some detail to this. Just to give it some shape. Use this. I'll switch over to maybe sharp. Actually, I want to do round or sphere. Just like that. We'll shade that smooth. I think that'll work. That'll give me a weird bushy thing that I can add. All right, I'm gonna refine that, but that's kind of what I'm gonna do here. All right, do I have this saved? Yeah, I think I just called you Bush, didn't I? So we'll just hit save on that. I'll come back to that, and I can spin out a couple of versions of this bush, and then I can kind of plop them around, maybe make you a little bit smaller. And maybe I can use this to make the monsteras where there's leaves just on the end, and I can turn this into like stems. Anyhow, making further progress on plants. And now we're going to work a little bit with Marvelous Designer, call it a day. Let me see if I can knock out these. We're going to knock out these morphs. It's coming up on 4, but we might run a little bit over. So we're going to do that. So I need a couple of hanging morphs and a couple of ground morphs for each of these 3 parts. So we're going to export these out. And we'll start. We're not going to do the shoes. I'm going to do the pants, and we're going to set you to mesh resolution is base, mesh smoothing is off. I'm going to export you. I'm going to save you right into here. New folder. Pants GH female. Pants G8 female. Should be good. All right, let's do the crop top. Same drill, shading off or smoothing and base and export and up to here. New folder. Crop top. I should have said crop top G8. Oh well. Crop top G8 female. And then Joyzy. I'm going to rename, since I'm here, but I do want to add a new folder. For the G8 female. And then we're going to save US Jersey G8 female. Should be good. All right, let's put you off to the side. How are we looking on system resources? I'm using 5 gigs out of the 11 gigs on the card, so I'm probably good there. CPU's running low. I don't know, where's my temperature? Isn't too bad. Doesn't look like it's been getting over 75 C, so we're probably running fine. All right, we are launching Marvelous Designer, which of course says signing into Clo every time you open it. All right, let's get in. I'm going to start by bringing in a hanger. So we're going to import add OBJ. My hanger lives over here. And we'll do the jersey first. Import add OBJ to garment. Now we're going to navigate to where we're going to load stuff up. There it is, urban. And I saved you in here in Morse. And I said we were going to do the jersey first. So there's the jersey we just saved. So I'm going to adjust you. I'm just going to move you up. So you're going to be a little off. And we're just going to put you up over like that. I'm going to make a couple of tweaks here. I'm going to adjust my thickness offset to be a little bit thicker than the default. You're running kind of slow. I'm using the CPU. Let me see if we can. Which one did I open up? I think I opened up the wrong version. I don't think this will. Let me see if this works since I'm in here. The new version has been having issues making morph targets. Also, I did not see. See, I wasn't using the GPU. Anyhow, let's export this and see if it works. Otherwise, I got to open up a different version. Export OBJ selected. Here, hanging 01. do not want to export the avatar because I did not select it. And then in here, I've got the jersey selected. Let's load the morph target, see if this is good or not. That did not work because this version of Marvelous Designer is garbage. I use it for creating clothes, but other than that, it's still not making morph targets. So we're going to go back to the version from 2 years ago. It, of course, thinks I want to upgrade. But no. I have. And I regret it. Alrighty, once again, we've resized stuff. Alright, file, import add, OBJ. So let's go get our hanger. Okay. Yeah, I know. Alright, let's import our OBJ to garment. Did I export you at base? Oh, no, I exported you to high resolution. That probably isn't helping. I gotta save you again, don't I? I wonder if that was the issue. It could be. Not the first time I would have screwed that up. Alright, that looks better. That's why it was going so slow, because the dense mesh was too dense. Alright, set you to 5. Okay, that's hanging 1. I'll just pop back into here and make sure it's working. That looks good. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, put you back. I'm going to move you out of the way. And we use the pen tool, and we're just going to grab a corner of the collar. And then we'll just do this, and that's hanging too. Probably good right there. Okay, get rid of that. On the ground 1. Okay, and then on the ground 2, we're just going to kind of try to lay it on the ground nice and neat. Oh. probably good enough. And those are the universal special morphs. So I can use these. I should be able to use these on the Genesis 9 version too. So we're going to set these up and then we're going to call it a day. I still have to do the other special morphs, but it's about 4. So I'm going to hide that, hide these pants. We'll select that. We'll load these morphs in. I want those. I don't need you. I'm going to open that, accept that. Those all look good. Let's come over here. We'll go into edit mode. Select these. Use my little special script for changing the color and organizing it. Boom. Now down in actors special, there's the special morphs. We'll just dial those in just to make sure they're happy. That's kind of what we're expecting them to look like. All right, let's save those. So saved as a modified asset. I'm just going to come into here. Actually, I've got something here I got to change too. Let's fix that. Right in here. Let's change that to I'm just going to say I'm going to call that one inflate because there's another one that says expand all. So, and also we're going to put that in the adjustment category. And I'm going to make the dial green and black, like all the other adjustment dials. Okay, now I'm going to resave this. Save the modifier assets. So I'm going to save that inflate, and I'm also going to save all the specials. Okay, should be good. And now we'll put those morphs on the Genesis 9 version if this works out. Ideally, they should be, the geometry count should be the same. Did I not load you in? Oh, you're thinking about it. There you are. And I did that twice, didn't I? Because I was moving too fast. Okie dokie. Add the morph targets. Don't need that one. Yay, it worked. Okay. These I don't need to keep. I have to go into the data folder and kill them though. These, we're going to turn you into special morphs. And I think I just need to save these then. And we'll just double check. So these just go straight in the same position as the other ones, which is fine. Then I'm going to save that, and we're going to look for somebody to raid. Thank you all for being here. Good to see you, Charles. I just want to do these specials. There we go. All right, so the jerseys, so the start of the special morphs for the jerseys are done. We will be back tonight, 8 p.m. for our Saturday Night Social. It's an art share. It's a Discord chat. It's an old cartoon. I don't think I'll be seeing Charles because he's got to work tomorrow, I think. Sorry about that, Charles. Dude. Oh, yeah. Happy National Sunflower Day. Yay. And with that, hey, if you're over on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're on Twitch, stick around. We're going to go find somebody to go hang out with. Let me see who is on Twitch today. We had Napsmore. Napsmore's probably still lurking. And I saw DJ Ray was in here earlier today. So thank you guys for being here. And there's my who is on. It's Saturday. It's August. It's another month. July is officially over, and I owe another mortgage payment. And I'm getting a commercial because I clicked on somebody else's channel. Taddy is on. So I'm just going to work my way up. Rift Critter is on. Tatty is on. We'll probably go hang out with Tatty. Chan the Magic Man has been doing... Oh, Chan the Magic Man's playing Tetris. You know what? Maybe we'll raid Chan and say hi to him. He's a cool cat. Does magic on Mondays and a bunch of gaming streams and other stuff the rest of the week. So let's go over and say hi to Tetris. Or to Chan playing Tetris. Actually, let me just double check. One more time. I work my way up. Or maybe it's a Tatty day. Bluxfy is on again. I may be rating Bluxfy too much, though. But we love Bluxfy. If you can give Bluxfy a follow, that would be awesome. And our good friend Tatty Bidet is also on. But, yeah, let's go over and hang out with Chan. So, hey, if you can stick around for the raid, that would be awesome. Hey, I have stuff at Daz. Buy my stuff. Hey, we have a Discord. Feel free to join. Somewhere around in there. Let's try this again. There we go. There's the Discord. Hopefully that link works. And we've got the raid calls. If you're not a subscriber, you can use this. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call. Let's give Charles a shout out before we go. Oh yeah. And with that, let's go over and say hi to our good friend Chan the Magic Man. All right, and with that, we will be back tonight at 8, like I said. And I think the raid has been started. Raid has been started. So with that, hasta la vista, baby.